Hi, I'm Jersey Joe Archino here at Yankee Stadium where the New York City Football Club just fell to the Seattle Sounders 3-1. I'm joined by our resident soccer expert, Jacobo Aparicio. Jacobo, it's a tough one. New York City FC winless in their last 7 matches. Was today more about poor execution, or was Seattle just a far better club?
We're disappointed because New York played well. They actually, at some points of the game, deserved to get something more. But Seattle showed a really good roster, especially really 2 good players at the top, Fabi Martins and Dempsey, and that killed New York, because you can't let this kind of club that's more prepared and has this kind of awesome players at the top perform as easy as they let them do in the New York defense against the Seattle forwards.
You know, I'd take away that against one of the very best teams in the league that has been together now for a very long time. We dictated the tempo of the game. We created the majority of the chances for a lot of the match. But at the end, it's not enough.
Now, we did see, look, it was a struggle, it's a loss, and it's a tough one to walk away from, but there were some encouraging signs. Obviously, one of them, Pablo Alvarez. What did you see out of him tonight?
Well, he did really well. It was his first game at the Yankee Stadium as a starter, and he really showed his different skills besides the rest of the team. He's a more creative winger, and he really showed that kind of quality that he brings from Europe, and the coach of New York City was happy about that, and he's really looking forward to use him more, because he's a really useful player.
I thought he did very well, particularly in the first half. He was really, really bright. And making good decisions on when to turn and go at their back four. Some nice passes, some decent attempts in and around the box. So he was a bright spot for me tonight.
Well, obviously, one of the most useful players of this club is David V. It all starts with him, but we haven't really seen him in top form health-wise so far. Now, he did play the second half. He came off the bench. But do you really think that this club can really get into the rhythm that they need to and start winning some matches unless he gets healthy?
Well, they should at least be able to compete better. They did compete good tonight. They were close to get at least 1 point against Seattle, although it's at their home and they should aim for a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. They're kind of missing that superstar that they're supposed to have in David Villa, and hopefully when he gets absolutely healthy and Frank Lampard arrives at New York, they're going to be one of the top teams in the league.
I think a lot of fans are hopefully expecting that, and I think when you look at this is still a very new club. They've only been around for a couple of matches so far. Is it a little bit of just, this is a tough adjustment because it is a new club? It hasn't been together that long. These players are still figuring it out. Is it more of just getting in rhythm with people? Is it growing pains, essentially, you think?
Yeah, I think that's the problem, that they're still trying to connect between the players to know each other, and it's tough because the rest of the teams, except Orlando, are more experienced in the competition, and it's a hard competition. It's not a European competition where the level is higher, but at least there's the teams are very tight between each other, and they're struggling in those points because they're not showing that competitiveness, although they're very close to get some results. So I'm really looking forward to see this club with a little bit more of months between each other, because I think that they can do a good season, or unless become a good team in a few years.
I guess I didn't realize it would be this difficult. I really thought that maybe I forgot how very hard it is to build a team in this league and to have success on a continual basis, on a consistent basis. And so it's a lot of sleepless nights for me right now.
Now, we've been talking about that, but is it that time? I think we talked to coach, we talked to some of the players, and clearly there's a little bit of frustration, rightfully so, when you were winless in your last 7. How do they, though, kind of make sure that it doesn't kind of mess up with their mentality, that they keep on going out there and playing hard? Is that something that you would maybe worry about? Because, again, it's tough when you're continually losing these games and not coming away with victories.
Yeah, absolutely. If this team had started with a different kind of results, winning, I don't know, their 5 first games, or at least not losing them, it would be way different, the way they're affronting the competition. But still, they have next week a really important game for them against Red Bulls. It's their home rivalry, and if they get a win at that game, they're really gonna come back very strong. And I'm confident about this team because they can do better, and I think the players know that, and that's why they show tonight disappointed after the game.
I mean, it's really easy to turn negative. I mean, it's easier to be negative than positive. So I mean, we all want to be positive. We got to keep going because it's a long season, a lot of games left, and I think we're moving towards something.
Well, you heard it from the man himself, reporting from Yankee Stadium, Jacobo Aparicio, and I'm Jersey Joe Archino. We'll be back next time, folks.